I can't believe it, but the first reviews for the Odyssey are here, and it looks like Christopher Nolan is dropping another masterpiece and is going to prove all the haters wrong. So let's get into all the best and worst parts of the Odyssey from these early critic reviews. Simon Thompson here says that Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is flawless filmmaking, every inch as epic as you'd expect. Leading a stellar cast, Matt Damon gives Odysseus everything in a career best powerhouse performance, which is saying a lot. Matt Damon has had tons of amazing performances in his career. They also highlight Robert Pattinson and John Leguizamo, who say they're both outstanding. And you'll see this trend in many reviews. People are saying like pretty much every actor is giving one of their best career performances in this film. One that has me incredibly hyped, saying that it's Christopher Nolan's most straightforward movie ever, and maybe also his most impressive. Both the epic scale and attention to detail are absolutely stunning. The closest comparison I can think of is Peter Jackson's Lord of the Ring trilogy. Are you kidding me? If we get like Return of the King epicness in this movie, adapting one of the most famous stories of all time, I mean, Christopher Nolan is going to win another Oscar guaranteed if it is actually up to this level. One of the most interesting parts of all of these early reviews, though, is that a decent amount of them actually mention the horror aspects that Nolan gets into in this movie, which is really something he hasn't done in any of his films before. This one says The Odyssey is an incredible visual epic with some thrilling action set pieces and moments where Christopher Nolan leans into horror in such a cool way. All the cast are in their A game, so obviously, again, the entire cast is incredible, but again, the horror element's really intriguing to me. I mean, obviously the things that Odysseus goes through in this story can definitely lead themselves to a horror angle with some of the creatures and gods he comes and stumbles across, so I am really interested to see what they pull off in this movie. There's like one or two kind of skeptical reviews of this movie, but even the skeptical ones are positive, so I'll get to those in a little bit. But this one from Perry says that The Odyssey is a filmmaking feast, a grand and gripping rendition of Homer's epic, and one that feels uniquely Christopher Nolan. It's sincerely hard to imagine any other filmmaker on the planet being able to bring that source material to screen with this much scale, scope, and heart, and honestly, it really sounds like Nolan put the pieces of all his previous movies, everything he's learned from those sets, into this one singular film. We got some more reviews to get to, but I really hope this movie is as amazing as these reviews say, not just because Christopher Nolan is my favorite director at the moment, and I am incredibly hyped for this movie, but just for petty reasons also, for all the people that are mad at it not being historically accurate, or the fact that there's like 2 non-white people in the entire cast of this movie, or complaining about things like the armor not being historically accurate, or not speaking the right language or stuff. You just gotta trust that Christopher Nolan is going to take you on a journey, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. I don't care if this is glazed, this is gonna be peak. My boy David here, you can always count on him to give kind of a skeptical or kind of contrarian view on things, and even his is kind of leaning positive. He says that The Odyssey, a surprisingly natural and less despairing Oppenheimer follow-up about a man haunted by defying the gods and dooming civilization. This one fights to avenge his own hubris. Just like all the reviews say, like obviously seeing this in IMAX as it was filmed for is insane and immense, but he says too clunky to be an S-tier Nolan film, but the last act rewards the journey. So even this one like middling review I found still leans positive for the most part. Another one just calling it monumental. Everybody's just like, yeah, this movie looks incredible. It is a feeling of epicness that you just can't even describe. And luckily I will be watching this movie early on Saturday the 11th. I cannot wait. I will give you guys my earliest thoughts as soon as I possibly can, so hit subscribe for that. But if you want to see all my other movie reviews on the channel in the meantime, click the playlist at the top of the screen right now. For all my other Odyssey related videos, click the playlist at the bottom.